CJI 1 showed us all how low the standard for BJJ organization actually was before.
Hits the single, gets slowly hits the nuts.
First of all, we have to understand what makes even BJJ events boring. I divided this video into 4 categories, so stay till the end. Number 1, the brackets are not stacked. We got IBJJF and ADCC events with over 100 or 200 athletes in one bracket. So naturally there's gonna be a lot of boring fights which you don't want to watch. Number 2, too much stops. Too many times the athletes scramble or roll out of bounds and we have to reset. If this happens up to 3 times or even more in a match which only goes 5 minutes, it's gonna kill the flow so much. Number 3, the point system. ADCC is a little bit better than IBJJF, but still, if you're up 2 points, there's no reason for you go hunting for the submission or put real pressure on your opponent. You can just stall. So yeah, these 2 organizations emphasize stalling, which is sad. And number 4, you can't even watch it. You have to pay more than $20 a month to watch these events. And it's just satire to demand $20 a month if the athletes are getting paid minimum wage, like even less than minimum wage. So now let's look what CJI actually did better than the other events. Number 1, the brackets were stacked as fuck. Like really stacked. We had athletes like the Rutolo brothers, Nicky Ryan, Nicky Roth, Joseph Chen, Lucas Barbosa and much more. And now you think, okay, but some of them also compete in ADCC. Yeah, it is true, some of them, but for sure not everyone. And in CJI there were only 2 brackets, with 16 athletes in each division. So the chances of top athletes facing each other in the matches were much higher. And this automatically made the matches much more interesting and entertaining. So you have to think there were like 36 athletes of the 100 best in the world. So you have more than 35% of the top athletes, like top, not just top or really good. If you ever were on a normal BJJ event, you always had that one match. That one match you were really hyped to see. And normally there are 2 or 3 of them. And at a big competition like ADCC trials, maybe more, 10 or but CJI was just full of them. Like 90% were matches like this, where you were like, bro, I need to see this. 2, the rule set. The rule set of CJI 1 was specifically designed for aggressive, entertaining grappling. It was also the first time when big BJJ matches found place in a pit. It wasn't even an option to get out of bounds, get a little break and reset the match in the middle. It was just constant pressure. Also the mat space was bigger than normal, so there were enough place for scrambles. And one thing the rule set did specifically good was the 50k bonus for submission of the night. This had every single athlete going for fancy submissions and Hail Marys and just working towards a submission overall and not being happy with just winning by decision. Before, in the sport of grappling, there was never such a thing like a 50k bonus. If you would win ADCC Worlds, it would be 10,000, which is not near to 50,000 for a submission. Then we got the point system. It's a little bit a mix with the rule set and the point system, but I decided to give it its own section. First of all, there were no normal points. No 3 points for passing, no 2 points for sweeping, no 4 points for mount or back, whatever. It had MMA style points. So this means there were 3 referees watching the matches. One match was divided into 3 rounds, every round lasting 5 minutes. And every referee was allowed to score the round individually, 10-9 or 10-8. And the 10-8 round is only when there was pure dominance. So they were able to decide if he was more aggressive, went for more submissions or just pushed the pace overall. So stalling was absolutely useless, thank God. And what's also great about this point scoring system isn't that stalling is useless anymore, but also the fighters didn't know if they were winning or losing, so they were forced to give their best round after round to try to win the rounds in the eyes of the referees. So you were never sure if you won the match. So the only thing you could do to be sure is to submit the opponent. And if you just wanted to stall at like ADCC trials or IBJJF Worlds, nobody cares. There are like 10 to 20 people watching you fight right now. Nobody gives a shit. But at CJI 1 there were 10,000 people at the venue, which is a lot for BJJ terms. And if you wanted to stall, you just get fucking shitstorms from everywhere in the arena and just hear boo the entire time. And nobody wants to get booed from 10,000 people in an arena. So they had to fight like gladiators.
Are you not a entertain!
And then with number 4, everybody could watch it. You think football will be as popular as it is if everybody had to pay $20 a month to watch it? Of course not. So why don't do it with BJJ? Craig Jones, he did it. And you see what happened? There were a constant of 100,000 viewers on the YouTube live stream during the event and over 3 million views, which again is absolutely crazy for BJJ. And it wasn't just that there was no paywall, the quality was also out of this world. If you watched it live, you realized it feels like a fucking cinema. I really don't know how much they spent on camera and the crew and staff and everything, but the quality was just mwah. And also most events don't have a commentator, but CJI one had one, so this was also really cool if you watched it alone. And I can still remember the hype for CJI one was so fucking huge, and we all watched it in the gym together on a big screen. Stream? What the? No, what? Screen? What the fuck, man? So Craig Jones did an amazing event, and I love him for this. Without CJI, the sport would be smaller, less professional, and wouldn't have big hope for the future. It finally triggered competition between the organizations. Nowadays, we have ADCC, CJI, and UFC BJJ, all three fighting for the attention of the viewer. So they have to make their events better. Okay, love you. This was just my opinion. So this was the second video on this YouTube channel. If you liked it, follow me, and if you don't like it, also follow me. Love you. Mwah.